supposed to be like everyone else, Emma.
Everyone fails at who they're supposed to be, Thor. The measure of a person, of a hero, is how well they succeed at being who they are.
First time in 1,000 years, I have no path. I do have a ride, though.
We are beyond diplomacy now. You'll get what he came for. War.
There won't be a kingdom to protect if you're afraid to act.
As Guardians of the Galaxy back together again.
Shalom. All praises, glory, honor, and fear. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Baha, Rakah, Kadash. Citations, much love, forgiveness to the real, the few, the election, the elect of the Lord, the house of David, those that are continuing and abiding in the word, while everything else that is not of the word of Yahweh Shai is actually like fading away and coming into its end. But see, the thing is about the kingdom of heaven, the next kingdom to come, which we're suffering all things for, and we're laboring to enter into that everlasting rest, is that there is no end to it. It's going to be eternal. And I want to talk about how, you know, the Garden of Eden, the Garden of Paradise, what the kingdom of heaven is that and much more, much more. It's everything that was being built up, and it's what it's gonna be is just something so phenomenal. You know, no eye has seen, no ear has heard. Now the kingdom of heaven is within you, is within us. It's not in these camps made with hands. It's not with these temples and these exalted men. So what's heavy about that is the Lord said, blessed are your ears for they hear and your eyes for they see. And what is it that we see? We see that, yeah, we're in the world, but we're not of the world. See, the whole world passeth away, but those that do the will of the Lord abide forever. Right? And the Lord, he's showing us his mysteries and his true secrets. And a part of these mysteries, these secrets is what? Is that the kingdom of heaven is everything and more. Is just basically, it's all that matters, man. See, this world doesn't matter, but this world is trying to distract you and trying to make you feel and think like things here matter. Nothing matters here. You shouldn't be in the mind frame of trying to stay here or think long term and all longevity. And when you have that mind of the Lord, you're able to please him and do his will and be actually effective in this word, where you're going to be healing brothers, you're going to be healing sisters, you're going to be healing people that are sick and that are oppressed to the devil. And the devil isn't just some guy underneath the earth, you know, some imaginary guy. The devil is these deceivers, these chief priests, these elderly apostles that actually oppress our people, take money from them, take things from them, and then they just use it for their own gain, for their own pleasures, for harlots and prostitutes, which Yahushua was never teaching that. And another thing too, you got guys that are so weak, all they do videos is on women. Oh, the women are getting judged. Well, you're getting judged too. You guys are in camps, you guys that worship and follow man. You're not worshiping and following the Lamb, Yahweh Shai. And the judgment's also upon you. You guys are effeminate. That's why you always have to talk about the damn woman. And when you look at Yahweh Shai as the finish of his ministry, when he was coming to the end of his ministry, where he didn't have to work anymore, he wasn't talking about women, man. What he was talking about was what? The new covenant. Him shedding his blood for the remission of sins. So if you're not in the spirit of laying down your life and spilling blood for the Lord and going all out and being hated and maybe kicked out of a camp, oh my gosh, then all your words are vain. You don't even matter. You see? And you guys are perishing with this world. The Lord said, whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. So prophecies, they're failing too. They are too. And the only thing that's remaining is faith, charity, love. That's the only thing that's remaining. That's the only thing that's going to be left. You see? When the smoke clears. So Yahweh Shai wasn't talking about women towards the last few words of his ministry. His last words were very hard to speak because he was in a lot of pain. So guys ain't bearing their cross. They're not going through the straight gate. And we're just like Yahweh Shai. You see, we're coming into our Omega level. Lord said, you shall do greater works than him, because he goes to his Father that's greater than him, that all the glory may be to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. The line of command, the chain of command, not elderly apostles is somewhere there. No, the head of every man, I don't care how old you are, how big you are, how great, how many subscribers you are, the head of every man is Yahweh Shai. Period, point blank. And if you add to scriptures, and you guess what? You're accursed. A lot of guys are accursed. That's what we see as well. Revelation 21 in verse 4, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow. And what's the wages of sin? Wages of sin is death. So there's not going to be any more sin. So what the Lord is doing, he's destroying the sinners in Zion. He's taking away the transgression. So there won't be any more transgression. There won't be any more sin. So it has to begin with you and yourself, right? And you have to purge out that sin, that old leaven, that old man. You see, it says, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And this is what this world is full of. It's full of pain and death and sorrow. You know, like you're saying, Ezra's, this age, this world is old and basically full of troubles. So you got guys that'll be like, oh, you'll know when we're in Jacob's trouble. You'll know. See, if you are in the spirit, then you guess what? You will know that we are in Jacob's trouble. Our people are being troubled by what? These unclean spirits, these seducing spirits, these doctrines of devils, these heresies. Our people are troubled. They don't know which way to turn. That's why they're troubled, because they don't know which way to turn. They don't know, there's so many like traps and snares, you know what I'm saying? So because the Lord's not going to make it easy, you see? He's going to make it hard. So the Lord, he has to make your forehead hard. You have to make you strong so you can be able to find that path and abide in that path. So let me get this full of troubles. So guys, they're elderly, they're old age. This world is also in its old age. So it's passing away. It's losing its strength in all fashions, in all ways. Like, the music's not even good. The movies isn't good. Like, there's no salt. There's no life. Isaiah 24. They should not drink strong drink with a song. There's no joy. No one's out partying really. No one's out having a good time, because those times have passed. So it's only a bad time for the wicked, but for the righteous few, right? Our party's just about to begin. You see the wedding. the marriage ceremony, the coronation. The Lord's going to place crowns upon the men that have been retaining their crown. Lord said, take heed, no man take your crown. So we already have the crown, but it's just not seen right now. See, that's faith. But see, other people, they can see the crown on you. Second Ezra 14 and 17. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age. Oh man. So much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. For the time is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now hasteth the vision to come which thou hast seen. You see that? It says, then answered I before thee and said, behold, Lord, I will go as thou hast commanded me, and reprove the people which are present. You see, that's what we're doing. Isaiah said, he said, who shall go for us? And Isaiah was like, I'll go, Lord, send me. So the ones that's truly been sent by the Lord, they're the ones that's gonna basically do the things and say the things that no one else would dare to say, because they're scared, they're timid. You see, the righteous gonna be bold as a lion, especially in these times, and they're gonna show you the fruits of the Spirit. They're gonna show the certain actions and the certain phenomenal feats that only the ones could do. Like whenever there was a war between the Philistines or the Edomites or the heathens, the mighty men of David, one of them, right, they would stand their ground and they would defend, and the Lord would be with them, and they would destroy thousands in one time. That's the power that still is dealing with us, you see. So it has nothing to do with the flesh. And matter of fact, I was reading the other day. I want to just bring out this excerpt real quick in this video. How Samuel, he basically let it be known how that it has nothing to do with how carnally strong you are. You know, it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with if you're righteous, if your righteousness exceeds the Pharisees and scribes, and if your righteousness is of the Lord. That's what it's going into. Now, let me show you this. So this is Josephus, book 6, from the death of Eli to the death of Saul, and chapter 2. And I'm going to read right here. It says, O you Israelites, said he, to whom the Philistines are so grievous enemies, but to whom God begins to be gracious, it behooves you not only to be desirous of liberty, but to take the proper methods to obtain it. See, so and what's the liberty that we have now? Yahushai. So you have to obtain Yahushai. You have to obtain his grace. You have to glorify the Lord while in the flesh, in the body. Not to live after yourself or the flesh, but to live after the Spirit. So guys saying, oh, we run on a new covenant until we get a new body, they're basically like, they're weak. Their mind is weak. They don't have any belief. The Lord said, I can do all things through Yahushua, which strengtheneth me. And having that new covenant, having that mercy, that forgiveness of sins, that's what makes you mighty and strong. David said, the blessedness of whom the Lord will not, Psalms 32, blessed is a man whom the Lord will not basically put sin on. You see? It says, but to take the proper methods to obtain it. Now, nor are you to be contented with an inclination to get clear of your lords and masters. Right, because they were under subjection. They had masters and bosses. Just like now, you have all these like many masters and many lords, you see? And they force you to bow down to them. Yeah, you guys are the ones bowing down to Baal. You guys are the prophets of Baal, man. GMS, all you camps, man. While you still do will procure your continuance under them. Be righteous then, and cast wickedness out of your souls, and by your worship supplicate the divine majesty with all your hearts. So see how the prophets are always saying the same thing. Love the Lord, how should I say, the two greatest commandments. Love the Lord your power with all your soul, mind, and body. And the second is like unto the first. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. Because if you can't love your brother that you have seen that looks like you and looks like just Yahushai, how can you say that you love God how you have not seen? You see? And that's what guys are. Guys are fulfilling Matthew 26, being goats. When was I hungry? When was I prison? And you didn't give me food. You didn't give me nothing. And he's going to say, if you didn't do it to the little ones, you didn't do it to me. Now it says, if you act thus, you will enjoy prosperity. You will be freed from your slavery. Right, this is also going into being freed from sin. You see? Freed from the bondage of men. Of the limitations of the flesh. Of the limitations of not being in the new covenant. Not agreeing with Yahushua and what he came and what he brought with his own blood. Giving his own life. It says, and will get the victory over your enemies, which blessings it is not possible you should attain, either by weapons of war, or by the strength of your bodies, you see, or by the multitude of your assistants. And the Lord said, the Lord doesn't take pleasure in the legs of man. You see, so he doesn't care about the carnal. And this is why Yahushua, when he came, what did he do? He crucified the flesh on the cross. See, and really, like, I'm using this picture because it's symbolic, because, like, you have the Edomite version of the Messiah, right? And everyone, like, is soft on him, and all the people are going to him, but no one's going to Yahushua that was slung on that tree. See, because they try to crucify the tree of life. You see, this is what it's going into. Yahushua, when he said, I am the Alpha and the Omega, meaning that it started with him, and it's going to end with him. You see? It started with him, and it's gonna end with him. Right? Like the scripture say, matter of fact, let me also get this. Because the Lord said, through one man sin entered into the world, so that through one man you will be basically saved from sin. You see what I'm saying? 1 Corinthians 15 and 22, for as in Adam all die, even so in Yahushua shall all be made alive. You see? Now let me keep reading. It says, for God has not promised to grant thee blessings by those means, but by being good and righteous men. And if you will be such, I will be security to you for the performance of God's promises. You see that? And when you keep reading down here, the Lord answered them, and they were basically naked. They didn't have any weapon, and the Philistines were like, about to, destroy him and eat him up on every side. But then the Lord, he brought an earthquake, he freaking brought thunder, lightning, Samuel, he called, it says right here, so Samuel with the multitude pursued them to Beth-ker, a place so called, and there he set up a stone as a boundary of their victory in their enemy's flight, and called it the stone of power as a signal of that power God had given them against their enemies, right? And like, we have a channel, and we don't even upload on that channel anymore, and that's like a stone of power right there. Yahushua, the chief cornerstone that we built upon, and we're still building. You see, these are the few last touches the Lord wants. And I want to bring up this scripture too, because I heard this guy say it vaguely, but it's just so funny because it's just absolute hypocrites. Romans 12 and 1. Read this real quick. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice. Right? But the Lord, He's not accepting your body if you're not eating of His manna, hidden manna. If you're not eating of His flesh and His blood, He doesn't care about your body. The Lord said, present your body a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service, right? And You can't serve the Lord unless you reverence his son. You see, you have to respect the son. So you gotta honor the son. And Yahushua didn't get double honors. So when guys are saying that, they're basically promoting themselves above the son. Period, point blank. And then it just shows forth in their works. Their fruits are rotten and corrupt and evil. Alright? They cannot be eaten. They're so evil. John 5:23, that all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that honoreth not the Son, honoreth not the Father which hath sent him. You see? Revelation 21 and verse 5, it says, and he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, it is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is a thirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. So it's free. There's no charge to it. Like you have this picture, right? And it says paid in full, right? Our sins paid in full with what? The blood of the Lamb. Paid in full. So the Lord didn't tell you need to pay tithes to men, you see? And that's why, guys, their father is of the devil. Their father is of Esau, is of this world. 2 Ezra 6:9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And guys, their king is Caesar. So their end is with his money. Their end is with the society. Because the only reason guys are doing this truth is for money. So once this money comes to nothing, and the mark of the beast finally comes like they wanted to, then basically they're gonna be in that Judas Iscariot spirit, man, just killing themselves, because they're gonna come to find out that was not worth the spirit. That was not worth the being in allegiance with the Lord instead of being a friend to this world. And that's why guys aren't cool with us. They're not friends with us, because they're friend of this world. They speak things of the world. Guys are still debating with Christians, really. See, guys are still in kindergarten mode, man. Debating, full of debate and strife, debating with Christians. Of course, Christians don't get it. It's not for them. It's for the elect. And then guys use the name of the Lord in vain. They use this word and they twist it. Well, it's crazy. Guys teach this word, but they crucified Yahushua. And you can tell how they crucify the Lord in their videos too. John 15 and verse 26, but when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth. See, so the Comforter, the Holy Spirit, is a spirit of truth. And there's only one truth. That truth is Yahushua. See, we preach Yahushua crucified. To the Jews, a stumbling block. To the Gentiles, foolishness. So it's a foolishness of preaching. Not ourselves or our camp, but of Yahushua. See, guys are preaching, and they're preaching their camp. But we're preaching Yahushua. It's a difference. Which proceeded from the Father, he shall testify of me. Verse 27, the point. And ye also shall bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning. So, you'll have this movement or whatever, and they'll be like, alpha males, alpha men. Well, guess what? Omega is the perfection. Right, Omega. The Lord said, I am the Alpha and Omega. He came as a lamb. He came in the weakness of the flesh, but he's coming back in the strength of the Spirit. You see? He liveth forevermore. Death has no more power over him. The limitations of this weak nature. This flesh, it weighs down. You see? But the Spirit lifts up. So when you're in the Spirit, it's going to bring you to honor. It's going to exalt you. Wisdom is justified in her children. So we're testifying of Yahushua because we've been with him since the beginning. So those that are with the Lord in the beginning of the creation are going to be with him in the end of creation. Matthew 13:35, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables, I will utter things which have been kept secret from the foundation of the world. You see? And Yahushua is that chief cornerstone. He's where it all begins with, and guess what? He's gonna be all it ends with. The chief foundation cornerstone, that's on the bottom. That's the foundation. It's the base. But Lord, he's also going to be the omega, the last piece, the last finishing touch. Romans 8:32. He that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? See, so we're not trying to scheme and plot and trap and sell our soul and all this weak ass shit. We're just keeping our wits. We're just keeping our just keeping it spiritual, and just trusting in the Lord. He's providing us with all things that's needful for us. Who shall lay anything to the charge of God's elect? It is God that justifieth. You see? So while man is condemning you and bearing false witness, and they hating you and they saying this and that, trying to act like what you're doing ain't right and blah, blase, the Lord is justifying us, man. Yahushua is standing up for us. And as we're making a stand for Yahushua, he's making a stand for us to strengthen us and be with us, that we may fulfill all his petitions and what pleases him. Who is he that condemneth? It is Yahushua that died, yea, rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of God, who also maketh intercession for us. Let me get that word, intercession. That's what's happening right now. All right, the word intercession is to pray, right? And Lord said, I pray for you, I pray not for the world. and it says in John, because they are not of the world, even as I was not in the world. You see? To go to or meet a person, especially for the purpose of conversation, consultation, or supplication. So, Lord, he's conversing with us. See, when you're in the new covenant, you're really able to break bread. You have the bread of life. See, I seen this guy again, this dude from Cali, man, lukewarm as hell, deceived and under the spell of worshiping, following elderly and men, right? Not Yahushua. He's over here driving. He goes, I'm just waiting for the spirit to hit me. It's because the spirit's not hitting you, because all you guys talk about is women. The Lord is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. His voice is to who? The sons of man. Sons of man. We got guys that just want to talk about women all day. That's why they're weak, because their mind isn't on Yahushua, on higher things. 1 Corinthians 2 and verse 11, for what man knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of a man which is in him? Even so, the things of God knoweth no man. So guys don't know the things of the Lord. They don't. They didn't know Yahushua. They didn't know the Father. They didn't know John the Baptist. They didn't know the disciples, the apostles. Now, they knew what they was about, but they didn't really understand them. That's what it meant. They weren't personal with them. Same thing with us. But the Spirit of God. So only the Spirit of the Lord, you're to know the things of the Lord. Who's with him? Who's against him? You gotta understand the hearts of men. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit which is of God, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of God. So this was freely given to us. And it's a mighty full thing. It's worth than all the riches of the world, man. So that's why we're freely giving it, because it's so rich. It's so much. It's so heavy. And so beautiful, man. So you guys have actually taken this for granted and made money of it. You're worthless. You're worthless. You're in the Judas Iscariot spirit. Yeah, you're in the Passover. You're in the Lord's Last Supper, but you're leaving. And it's in the law. Like when you're in the Passover, then guess what? You're in. You have to close the door. You can't come out to the next day, because the Lord's passing over. He's bringing judgment. He's destroying those that don't have the blood on their doorposts. So if you leave the house, if you leave the house of David, the house of truth, the household of faith, you're going to be destroyed out there. And that's what guys are doing in the Judas Iscariot spirit. Because Judas, he left in the middle of the night. He left unadvised. He left in the night, to go do what he had to do quickly. Betray Yahushai. 1 Corinthians 3:21. Therefore let 1 Corinthians 3:19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. You see that? So guys are foolish prophets. Foolish virgins. Oh, man. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, right? And guys, they act like they're so wise. They act like they know everything. Oh, well, this isn't going to happen until the mark of the beast. And then after that, then it's the Jacob trouble again. No, it doesn't go like that. See, they think they know it all, man, but they don't. They don't know a thing. If you know prophecy, if you know this, if you have all the faith in the world, but you have not charity, you have not love for the Lord and your brother, then you are nothing. Transform themselves into angels of light. Really, they're angels of Satan. And there's a war going on right now. It says, again, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain. You see, they're empty. See, and that's what Yahushua thanked the Father for. He said, I thank thee, God. You have kept these from the wise and prudent, and I've shown them and given them to babes. You see? Therefore, let no man glory in men, for all things are yours. You see, so you don't have to covet what this world has, because all things are already ours in the making. Lord said the righteous, the poor, the meek shall what? Inherit the earth, are going to inherit the earth. You see, so the thing is about the wicked is that they lose their patience, and then they scheme and they rape. You got this absolute reprobate out there in Cali and GMS. He's saying, what do you say? He said, this chick almost got raped in Walmart. Well, why don't the elders talk about the rape of the elders in Susanna? Because there are those same spirits back here today trying to cover it all up, trying to cover up their trail of lies and deceit and evil against our people. But see, we're letting it all be known. The books were open and judgment was set, and they were judged by the things that were written in the book. See, judgment is set already, man. You see? That's why we're not out there in the highways and byways, because we're at the end now. Lord said those that have followed him in the regeneration shall be with him and sit with him on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. It didn't say the Edomites or women, it said the 12 tribes of Israel. It says, let no man glory in men, for all things are yours. You see? All things are yours. 23, and ye are Yahushua's, and Yahushua is Yahweh's. You see that? So we belong not unto ourselves. That's why we don't live unto ourselves. We don't do what we want to do. We do what the Lord wants us to do. No matter what, his will be done. Revelation 16:17, and the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, it is done. You see? So things are being done, all right? They're being completed when guys don't want it to be done. They don't want it to come to an end. They're like them spirit of legion saying, have you come to torment us before our time? Is our time up? Because they're of the world. The world passed away, the lust thereof. You see? That's what's passing away. They have an expiration date. So the word done it means of events, appears in history, to be made, finished, of miracles to be performed. You see, and we're coming into the time of the final miracle, the final performance. The Lord showing his full might in these last days on behalf of his elect and his wife and his chosen, raising them up, being with them in death, raising them from the dead, showing miracles and mighty powers, spiritual power, which it's already upon us, spiritual power. See, but guys are carnal. They want us to carnally, right? Like I just read with Samuel, it's not in the strength of men, how strong you are. Lest Israel shall vaunt in themselves. It's not about bold boasting in yourself or your camp. It's about boasting in the Lord or what he's doing. So Lord, he's only going to use a few to make sure that everyone knows it wasn't of the few that did it, but it was because of the Lord that was with the few. Hebrews 12, because all the glory goes to the Lord. Hebrews 12:24. And to Yahushua, the mediator of the new covenant, and to the blood of sprinkling that speaketh better things than that of Abel. You see? Better things than that of Abel. because Yahushua had no sin. John 5:20, Saki. And what's heavy, I want to make a point about the Alpha and the Omega, is that in the beginning, right, when you really read that, it's happening all over in the end. You know, the Lord's saying, when our people are in gross darkness and these camps are just spewing darkness, the Lord said, let there be light, and it was good. But what do people say about Yahushua and the new covenant? They say it's bad. Genesis 1:3, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness, right? And guys, they're divided from the light. They're divided from Yahushua and from the sight, you see, of things that's good. And they don't want to come to light lest their deeds be reproved. You see, John 8:12. Then spake Yahushua again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. You see that? He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. And it's powerful because there's a scripture that says how when the Lord comes back, it's gonna be very tempestuous around him. You know, the light has come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light. You see? So not everyone's going to like the light. You know, they're going to want the light to be turned off or blown out. Or kept shut up in a cave like they try to do to Yahushua. You see? John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was power. Like you had that scene from Justice League, and Wonder Woman was like, she was putting Bruce Wayne on game of how, you know, what they are and stuff. And she's like, listen, Bruce, they're not just containing power. They are power, you see? So we don't just contain power. We are power. We are those same powers that were with the Lord, Elohim, in the beginning that put all these things together. So in the end, what does the Lord want us to do? He wants to break everything back apart, to put it back together how the Lord wants us to put it back together, you see? It's heavy work. It's heavy, man. It says in verse 4, in him was life, and the life was the light of men. Right? So the light of men, the life of men is the light, is Yahushua. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. So the darkness, guys, are children of darkness. They're children of the night. They don't comprehend this truth and what we're saying. It's like we're teaching a whole different language. This word comprehend says to lay hold of with the mind, right? You have to lay hold of this with your heart, the new covenant, to understand, perceive, learn. And the Lord said, learn of him. He is meek and lowly, and you'll find rest for your souls. But see, they don't want to rest. They don't want to enter into that rest. They don't want to come to the light. Matthew 24:35. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. So you have to be all about the word, man. We don't have to put our face in the camera. The only thing we're putting in the camera is what? The word of the Lord. See ye him. Hear ye him. It's not about us, you see? It's not about this earth and these earthly things and social media. These things are passing away. 1 Corinthians 13:8, charity never faileth, but whether there be prophecies, whether they shall fail, whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. You see, so the true mysteries and secrets of the Lord is the things of the inside of you, the kingdom of heaven, which cannot be understood or known by observation of man with like a telescope, or you know what I'm saying, or the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators looking into the sky. You know, Lord says he's coming like a thief in the night, and he means that when people aren't expecting him to come, he's gonna come. When our people are losing their faith and they're losing their patience, he's gonna come. The astonishments of them that dwell on the earth. Because guys really don't believe, man. They just put on a big act. Genesis 2:7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground. Right, out of nothing, man. Made him something out of nothing. And breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living soul, you see? So the Lord said, in your patience possess your souls. And this goes into having the breath of life. See, what did Yahushua say? I am the Alpha and the Omega. You see? He's that breath of life that brought you to life out of nothing in the beginning. And in the end, right? In the end of the world, right? He's resuscitating us, man. He's breathing that life back on us. And we're living by him and for him, not for ourselves. We've been raised from the dead. He gave us that breath of life for a living soul. And we're not letting other things possess our soul, but the Lord only. He says, and when let me read this, brother's priest heavy. He says, and when he had said this, he breathed on them, see, and said unto them, receive ye the Holy Ghost. Whosoever sins ye remit, they are remitted unto them. And whosoever sins ye retain, they are retained. So the Lord gave you power to forgive sins. He gave you power and also he gave you power to remain sins on people. That's a part of the new covenant as well. And that's judgment. That's discernment. That's power. True power. Second, and I'm going to close off on this, because the Omega, the kingdom of heaven, is going to be far more glorious than the Garden of Eden in the beginning. It's going to be way more glorious, because it's so much sacrifice for it. It's so much, more. But the Lord said, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. Man, bro. See, you brothers, you few out there, what we have coming for us is precious, man. And it's definitely worth the wait. 2 Corinthians 3:9. For if the ministration of condemnation be glory, right? The old law, the Old Testament. Much more doth the ministration of righteousness exceed in glory. See, Yahushua, the new covenant. For even that which was made glorious had no glory in this respect, by reason of the glory that excelleth. You see, this glory is excelling, man. For if that which is done away was glorious, much more that which remaineth is glorious, right? And the Lord said only those things that remain, which is faith, mercy, judgment, love, charity, the new covenant, right? The word. So those that are with the Lord in the beginning, they're going to be with him in the end, remaining. Seeing then that we have such hope, we use great plainness of speech. You see? So we don't use big words. We break it down to the sheep so they can understand, All praises, glory, honor, and fear. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Barakah Kodash. Until next one, Shalom.